These creatures live in some of the hardest environments to survive in. They thrive in snowstorms and below freezing conditions. Being in a place like that would be bad enough without having to worry about demons and terrifying creatures. Take this list as a warning, as these ice creatures actually exist. Coming in at number 5 we have Nickelavee. The Nickelavee is a winter monster who dwells at the deepest depths of the sea. The monster is a type of demon. Its appearance is that of a horse, but it has the upper body of a man coming out of the middle of its back like a rider. The arms of the man-like part of the animal are large and drag along the ground with the head rolling back and forth. The man part of the beast is limp and lifeless. For the majority of the year this demon is trapped in the sea by powerful sea spirits, but during the winter it is able to rise from the water depths. The creature has no skin. All that you can see on the surface are muscle and veins. The horse mouth breathes a powerful toxic vapor. This vapor causes the living to become ill and for crops and trees to wilt. Anywhere the beast goes, a drought will follow. The demon is so dangerous many people are warned to not even say the name. If it was to be mentioned, it was to be in hushed tones, followed by a prayer to protect you from the beast finding you. Well, I wish I knew that before I was saying its name at the beginning of this number. Some say the creature is responsible for all the great plagues and when people are having trouble with their livestock or harvest. If you were to see the creature, it would begin to pursue you. Once you have looked at it, there is no escape. It will be relentless in its pursuit of you. It does, however, have one weakness. As a creature of the sea and of sickness, it is unable to stand on or cross fresh water. The only escape is to find and immerse yourself in fresh water, so it has no way to reach you. Once you have done this, it should give up its pursuit. Coming in at number 4 we have Yuki-Onna. Yuki-Onna is a Japanese spirit. She is a deadly monster, also referred to as Snow Woman. It is believed that she was once a beautiful young woman who was traveling in winter. She was hit by a heavy snowstorm and perished. It is said she now brings storms and freezing temperatures with her. There have been many different stories of people having interactions with her spirit. Some say she appears to travelers to lead them astray. She offers to guide them through the storm to safety, but then leads them deeper into the storm so they pass away due to the extreme exposure to the cold. Others have seen her with a child in her arms, known as Yukinko. The child wears a straw snow cloak that is traditional in Japan. Yuki-Onna will freeze anyone who attempts to take the child from her. Sometimes she even goes into people's homes. She will burst open the doors and open the windows. She'll bring the storm into their home to freeze them in their sleep. The reasons for her attacks are unknown. Some say there is no reason, that her actions are random. Others think she is not aware of her actions. She was simply cursed by the storm that took her life. There is currently no way to escape from the Snow Woman. There are stories of her showing mercy and sparing people, but why she does this we don't know. The best way to stay safe from her is to avoid any extreme weather conditions during winter, or you might just get to meet her yourself. Coming in at number 3 we have Chenoo. Chenoo bears some similarities to the Wendigo. It comes from the Wabanti tribes of the northeast of the US. The thing that many people find terrifying about the Chenoo is that it was once human. A Chenoo is created when a human being commits cannibalism, or if they refuse to help feed someone who is starving. This then causes the human heart to freeze and turn to pure ice. Once this happens, they begin to change into the Chenoo. Chenoos are giant compared to their original form. Once transformed, they look like a wolf-like man with chunk of flesh missing from their body where they have eaten parts of their own flesh. It will often camouflage itself to blend in with its environment in the forest. It will stick fallen branches and leaves to its flesh. Their home is in the mountains of the far icy north. They will only venture down to the forest when hungry. They'll often come across unsuspecting campers or lost hikers. They take many lives during the winter due to tourists visiting for the ski season. Once someone has been turned into the Chenoo, there is still hope for them. There is a special medicine known only to the local tribes. If they drink it, they will vomit up the heart of the ice, and of anyone they may have consumed, and they will turn back into a man. The only other way to stop a Chenoo is to trap them. Often it's impossible to save the person they once were, as they rescue to drink the medicine once transformed. They are powerful and angry creatures. They can be almost unstoppable if you had to face them in combat. Once being human means they have the same intelligence as we do and cannot be tricked like you might be able to other beasts. The tribes often told the story of the Chenoo during winter when food was hard to find and they would often not have enough to go around. It was to deter them from turning to cannibalism to survive. Fair enough, just don't eat people. Coming in at number 2, we have Ijiraq. The Ijiraq is a powerful spirit. The story goes that they were created when they wandered too far north. They went to the coldest northern point they could reach. They say that they ended up getting caught between life and death. While they were trapped within this void, they became a shapeshifter. Having crossed the veil of the living, they were able to bend it to their will. The only thing that the shapeshifter cannot change is their blood-red eyes. This is the only indicator that the person is an imposter who has changed into their current form. Its true form looks like any usual person until you see its face. Its eyes and mouth are sideways. It's said that if you were to look at it directly, it will disappear, but people have seen it from the corner of their eyes and have been able to create a description from this. It is said that they target unsuspecting travelers. They will disorient them so that even if their destination was in sight, they would become lost and led far away from the path they were on. It is said they would often create and live in colonies together and will confuse those who track them down to stop anyone from entering their territory. Sometimes, however, when they choose, the living does enter their realm. They will drag the living to the realm of the undead. Many people will have had an experience with these beings and never knew it. They leave you stranded with memory loss. You will suddenly feel lost, unable to remember where you were heading in the first place. Do you think you have met one before? I probably have. I've been around. And finally, in at number 1, we have Yeti. The Yeti, or abominable snowman, is probably the first thing that you will think of when it comes to frozen creatures. Mentioned a lot in popular culture, the Yeti had quite a name for itself. Although many say that it doesn't exist, there have been many times when it's caught on camera. The creature is tall, is an ape-like being. It comes from the Himalayas in Nepal. It's covered in soft white hair, like fresh snow, as to blend in with its environment. It is known to attack if humans come across its habitat, or even wonders to local towns. The old tribes of the area used to worship the Yeti as a spirit of nature protecting the mountains. The creature is terrifying to encounter with large teeth and claws. While stood up, it towers over all the animals and humans. In the 20th century, there were many reported sightings of the creature. People were increasingly making attempts to scale the mountains to catch a sight of the Yeti. People found strange tracks or saw the creature from afar. One team even brought back hairs they claimed belonged to the animal that they had found on their investigation of the mountain. In the 1950s, the United States thought that finding the Yeti was so likely that they created a permit that you could obtain if you followed the rules it had in place. The first was that you were not allowed to look for the Yeti unless you had a permit, and the government knew when your expedition would take place. The second rule was that you were not allowed to harm the creature unless in self-defense. The third was that the Nepalese government had to approve any news reporting on the animal's discovery. Many people today still go looking for the creature, since hundreds of people go missing in the mountains each year. It's not something I would recommend any of you do. I mean, they could just be going missing because it's cold, you know? Bit of a chill. Well guys, there we have it. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe to Peach. The Nickelavee is a winter monster who dwells the Nickelavee is a winter... Huh? Sometimes however, when they chose, the living does enter their realm. I'll just remove chose when the living does enter their realm. Sometimes, however, when they choose, comma, the living does enter their realm. Okay.